Okay. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
Do you need your ears up or down, Dave?
No, I'm good.
Okay, Ricky, go ahead and count to 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Good.
And I'm good too, yeah. Yeah, I was there, yeah. They won both. They finally got it quick.
Okay, give me 1 minute.
Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to another exciting season of high school sports here on your high school sports leader, Oregon Sports Beat. Tonight, our fourth season of covering the Newport Cubs boys soccer team. We're at Newport High School, where the Cubs will entertain the Seaside Seagulls. Hi, everybody. I'm Dave Hall. I'll be calling the play-by-play tonight. Working with me, my broadcast partner, a legend here in Newport, member of the 2016-2017 state champions, and played last year at Lane Community College, Ricky Gonzalez. And Ricky, thanks for joining us. Looking forward to working with you tonight.
Yeah, you as well. No problem. Good to be here.
All right, before we get started, I want to tell you about some of our great sponsors who make this broadcast possible tonight. Our title sponsor is Canyon Way Dental. Canyon Way Dental provides modern dental excellence for you and your family on the Oregon coast. Dr. Hewlett and his experienced staff are here to help you with all your dental needs. Canyon Way Dental helps create healthy smiles for all lifestyles and proudly supports our Newport and surrounding communities. Go Cubs. Also sponsoring our broadcast tonight, Clearwater Restaurant, our national anthem, and then we'll be right back. All right, our national anthem. I want to go on with our list of sponsors tonight. Clearwater Restaurant. They're proud to sponsor the Newport High School soccer team. Clearwater Restaurant on Newport's Bayfront gives you a one-of-a-kind experience with breathtaking views, playful sea lions, and award-winning gourmet food. Outdoor and indoor dining and a full bar and lounge. Here's to another great year on and off the field from your friends at Clearwater. Another one of our great sponsors, OCI Care. OCI Care is dedicated to the community and the highest standard of eye care available. Super Oscars, where you can get hefty portions of classic Mexican food in a counter-served restaurant with booth seating. Open 24 hours. Visit Super Oscars in Newport. And also by Central Coast Soccer Association. CCSA is proud to sponsor the Cubs, and they provide recreational youth soccer throughout Lincoln County. Spring and fall leagues are available for players starting as young as age 4. You can reach them at www.centralcoastsoccer.org or follow them on Facebook. Central Coast Soccer, Future Cubs start here. All right, Ricky, both of these teams have lost a lot of players from really good teams they had last year. We'll see how both these teams pick it up. They both played in jamborees. You saw the jamboree the Cubs were involved in. You said they won both games and looked pretty good. I know I talked with Coach Chapman of Seaside, and he said in their jamboree they struggled a little bit, but they were trying to find where people were going to play.
Okay. Yeah, the Newport did the same. I was out there with them, and that day we were just filling spots, seeing who could play where, and just tested it out. Got a couple good results.
All right, a home game for the Cubs here at Newport. The Cubs are in blue jerseys, navy jerseys, white shorts. They are to our right, and they will move from our right to our left. Seaside Seagulls, white uniforms, red lettering. They will move from our left to our right. We're underway, and the Cubs control the ball.
Yeah, the Cubs are actually still missing a few of their starting players that they're going to put out there. So,
Coach Richardson told me that they have 5 or 6 players who might not be back at school until the end of this week.
yeah.
One of them I think you mentioned was Oscar Jimenez.
Yeah, Oscar's a good player. They're just waiting for him to get all his things so he can get cleared and be out there on the field with them.
In goal tonight for the Cubs, it's number 101. That's Lex Roller, and he's a sophomore. In goal for the Seaside Seagulls, it's Patrick Chapman, and he is a junior. Roller in goal to our right, Chapman in goal to our left.
Neither team can hold the ball right now.
Of course, one of the missing players from the Cubs, a graduating player, is Luis Reyes, who was an all-state goalie for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, he's actually playing at lane now too.
In fact, a couple of players are playing at lane this year.
Yeah, him and Jose Gonzalez.
Okay. Last year, these two teams met, and it was a 1-0 win for Newport, and Jose Gonzalez had that goal in that game. Seaside with the ball in front. Throw in coming up for the Gulls. I think Coach Richardson told me before the game, I think he said we're starting 8 seniors and 3 sophomores. I think that's what he said. And he told me he only had 1 junior on the entire roster.
Yeah, and that's Oscar, if anything, if he gets out here. He's a strong player. They could use him too.
And I believe Oscar scored a goal in each one of the playoff games the Cubs had last year.
Yeah, he did. He had a late winner too. It was a really good game to watch. I think it was versus Gladstone.
Dave Hall, Ricky Gonzalez here for Oregon Sports Beat. This is the opening game of our season and our 4th year covering the Cubs. And Friday night we're also going to cover Madison and Cleveland. I'm sorry, Franklin and Cleveland.
Both teams looking a little frantic right now. The ball.
Early on in the season, is everybody kind of just feeling each other out right now?
Yeah, and like you said, both teams lost a lot of players, so some of those players are role players and control the game, and they're figuring out who's going to do that for them this year, so they're both feeling it out.
Do you remember back to your first game for Newport?
Kinda. I started on JV my freshman year and then had a little bit of swinging towards varsity, but it was good. We had a good JV team that year. We won every single game. Yeah.
Well, you followed that up with a couple of state championships. That's pretty good.
Yeah, those were 2 good years. Scored on my second year in the final.
And I believe that was the game at Liberty High School, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the goal. A late goal, too. Right in front. Cleared away. Nice save that time. So first time the ball's in front and the Cubs were able to clear it away. One of the defensive players back from last year is Nico Krutzikowski, and he does a good job on defense for the Cubs. Again in front, and Lex Roller, the sophomore goalie, comes out. One of the things I remember about Luis Reyes is on a goal kick, he was able to kick the ball so far down the field.
Yeah, it was good having him. He definitely helped us create some space, had us open up, and he was a good leader overall too.
All right, 2 40-minute halves here. The clock isn't keeping track of the game. The clock has the actual time up there, 6:08. So we're about 8 minutes into the first half. Neither team able to mount much of attack. In fact, I don't recall that we've been down in the Seaside end yet.
Newport can't find the ball. I just feel like it is a game of momentum, though. One play can change the whole game.
One of the players Coach Richardson is counting on, number 8, you saw there close to the ball, that's Kevin Teodora.
Yeah, Kevin.
And the free kick there, that's Brian Tapia, number 30, another player that Coach Richardson is counting on.
Yeah, Kevin had 4 goals in the Jamboree. He had 4 goals in 2 games, so he was finding the back of the net.
So watch for that. That's number 30 for the Cubs, Brian Tapia, and he is a senior.
Ooh, good defense there by Newport.
Ball intended for down in the middle. It was broken up by the Cubs. Cubs need to get something going offensively. They need to get the ball, move it down a wing or something.
Yeah, Nathan Tamayo is actually a sophomore, and he's really good at giving them that good ball, but he's not finding it right now.
And that goes out. Throw in coming up for the Cubs. And they'll send it all the way back to the goalie. That's Patrick Chapman.
Good pressure there by Newport, winning the ball back.
Pressure from the Cubs as they come forward. Number 19 there for the Cubs. That's Nathan Albino Tamayo.
Foul right there by Kevin Teodoro, number 8.
Patrick Chapman on the free kick. We're just underway here. First half action, no score at Newport High School. The Cubs, the Seaside Seagulls.
Looks like a good counter here.
Ricky, you probably remember 2 years ago, the Cubs beat the Seagulls in a playoff game up in Seaside. It was pouring down rain. And the Cubs scored a goal in the last minute of the game to win that one.
Yeah, my cousin Jose, he actually went down early in the game, and
Right.
he's one of our bigger players, and so we were facing some adversity, and I scored a goal myself, and then our captain Romario Mendoza put the late one in, and it was a
Right.
good game.
I remember that game well. It was pouring down
Yeah,
rain.
it was terrible conditions, but it was still a great soccer game that day.
And then, of course, the Cubs last year won 1-0.
I think the subs are coming in soon. They got some players warming up over there for the Cubs.
Well, both teams tonight only have 14 players, so there's not a whole lot of subs.
Yeah, that's true. They're all going to be running.
In fact, to get to the 14, Seaside had to use a couple of JV players that they brought up. There's a ball in front.
A little too long for the Seagulls.
Yep. Free kick coming up. And they'll send that off to the side, and it goes out.
Not a fan of a short kick. I like booting it up and, establishing.
What's the reason for that play? What's the advantage to kicking it short like that?
Well, sometimes you can just hold possession. Sometimes a big ball is if the other team wants it enough, they can get that ball in the air and then it's back on you. But the short play sometimes.
There's a throw in front, a little long. Try for a header in there, but the ball was long. Cubs come up with it. Cubs really haven't had a rush forward yet.
Good ball right there by Nathan.
Right. Kevin Teodoro on that one.
Some nice weather for some soccer today.
Great weather. There's the throw in. A long throw in. Seagulls send it back towards the net, and Roller comes out and gets it. Roller with a kick, a short kick.
Yeah, it was a rough kick right there.
Kick off the side of his foot. There's a ball in front. Roller picks it up.
Newport looks a little lost right now.
Let's see, Ricky. We haven't had a shot on goal by either team. We haven't had a goalie saved by either team, have we?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either. We're 13 minutes in this game, and there's been no shots on goal by either team.
Like I said before, all they need is one play, and that one play can make the difference.
some of my highlights of watching Newport Cubs soccer over the last years involve you. And one of them is in a playoff game, I remember Coach Richardson standing on the sidelines yelling at you and telling you it was your time. It was your game. It was your time. You went down and scored a goal.
Yeah, I had a good playoff run my last year. I had 4 goals and 4 assists.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was a good. I think that was against Phoenix. That was the time he was really yelling at me, and I scored with only like 2 minutes left. So that was an important one.
That was a long way to go to play soccer.
Yeah, and it was crazy because we had only won 2-1 every single stage of the playoffs, every single game, and so it was like all hard fought.
Right.
Well earned.
When you were down at Lane last year, were you playing forward?
No, actually I wasn't. So my coach thought I could hold the ball pretty well. So like if it was at my feet, I wouldn't lose it much. So I was actually playing a center mid position I've never played, and it kind of worked out.
Did you like that?
Yeah, I did. I saw more of the ball and not as many scoring opportunities, but I was just like distributing and creating plays for my teammates. So that was good.
Well, I liked you in front of the net because people couldn't run you out of there. You stood your ground.
Yeah, I was using my size. It helped. I think they just put Peyton up top. Put Gary in the middle, or Kevin Teodoro, number 8, in the middle, and put Peyton Cunningham up top.
Okay. Alex Aparicio, they're number 22 and number 11. That is Peyton Cunningham. And they're the 2 players that are back for the Cubs.
Yeah, Peyton's got some speed on him, so if they get him a good ball, he might be able to do something with it.
He's a junior. Aparicio is a senior.
Yeah, Alex is a good player too. Actually, putting Kevin Teodoro in the middle might help them a little.
There's a foul. That was number 11, Diego Angula Jolie on the foul on Kevin Teodoro. So Coach Richardson has moved and put Teodoro in the middle.
Cubs are finally passing the ball good. Oh, rough kick there.
That kick goes out. Be a throw-in coming up. Gulls to throw the ball in. There they do. Number 17, and that is Weston Carter.
He's holding the ball well. I think that's their engine right there for that team.
Carter, he's an attacking midfielder, junior. Coaches for the Seaside Seagulls, head coach John Chapman, assistant coach Chris Carter. There's the ball cleared out. It'll be a throw-in coming up for the Cubs. Number 2, Chris Lee. Carter, good job of getting possession of the ball that time. It's number 11, Jolie. Gulls still with the ball, cleared away and cleared out of bounds that time. I'm not sure. I think that was Enrique Garcia, number 29.
Yeah, with the clearance. I think they're making a sub here.
All right. Seagulls with a sub. Checking into the game. Let's see, as soon as he turns around, I'll get his number for you.
13.
Number 13 checking into the game for the Seagulls, and that's Josu Sanchez.
Yeah.
No score here. We're closing in on 20 minutes worth of action. Frankly, no score because there's been no shots on goal, no saves. Both teams kind of just playing a waiting game here, feeling out game, seeing who can play where. In the middle, there's a shot over the top of the net. You're right, Ricky. They set up Weston Carter. I think he's the guy.
Yeah, I think that might be their engine right there. That was a good shot. Just had to keep it a little lower.
He was about 25 yards out, let it go, and it just went over the top.
It's a tough shot. It's a big boot.
Oh, nice passing that time. Cubs get the ball on the outside, still with the ball. Alex Aparicio sends it off on the side. Can't get a shot over there.
I think that's a corner for the Cubs.
I think it is. That was Cunningham, Peyton Cunningham. And that is going to be a corner for the Cubs. And Alex Aparicio is going to take the corner kick. Cubs will set up. This is the first, I think, the first corner kick of the game. Aparicio sets up left corner.
Looks like the Cubs have a play set for this corner kick.
Here we go. Kick a little bit long, headed away. Seaside with the ball.
Weston Carter with another good ball.
They're going to have to keep track of Carter because the last time he was wide open when he took a shot, and he's been open a couple of times in the middle there.
I think the Cubs might need to do a little more talking. They're not communicating very well.
And that's crucial in soccer.
Yeah, that's a big piece. Coach will want you more just for talking the whole time. So
Goalie has to talk to those defensemen in front of him, and they
Yeah.
have to talk to the midfielders out in front of them.
yeah, goalkeeper should be the loudest person out there. He sees the whole field. So I think they're making a couple subs. They put
Cubs are making a couple of subs here, and let's see who that is.
That's number 1, Eugenio Perez.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
And they also put in Ulises Gomez, number 9. Subbed out Nico Krutzikowski and Danny Martinez.
Okay, a couple of subs for the Cubs. Throw in. Teodora sends it back. Rick, it looks like to me that the Cubs could use some help at midfield. They're just having trouble getting anything going.
Yeah, they're lacking some creativity right now. Hopefully they can put something together here in a sec.
All right. While the ball's out of bounds, I want to tell you about one of our great sponsors, Canyon Way Dental. Canyon Way Dental provides modern dental excellence for you and your family at the Oregon coast. Dr. Hewlett and his experienced staff are here to help with all your dental needs. Canyon Way Dental helps create healthy smiles for all lifestyles and proudly supports Newport and the surrounding communities. Throw-in coming up for Seaside. That's number 10 on the throw-in. That's Alex Campuzano Luna.
There's Weston Carter again.
He's kind of just hanging around in the middle, looking for an opening.
He's fighting for every ball. That's good.
He is.
Oh, nice. Good move by Brian. Kicked it out for the other team. Got the throw in.
Now, I didn't check for sure. Weston Carter, the assistant coach is Chris Carter. There might be a connection there.
Yeah, there might be.
Oh,
goes out of bounds and on the throw in, goes out off of Nathan Albino Tomeo. And we're a little over halfway through the first half. There's a whistle.
Foul on Weston.
Foul is on Weston. Hitting the deck that time for the Cubs was number 18, Renee Peterson.
I think it's getting a little windier out there.
You can hear that in your microphone. You can hear the wind. Long kick forward. And a header forward. Cubs try to keep control of the ball. Back to midfield. Number 2, Chris Lee, that time fighting for the ball. It goes out. Lee will come up on the throw-in. And just past Teodora, taken away. Number 18 defensively that time, and that's Luke Verley. If you're just joining us, Cubs in blue uniform, white shorts, white lettering. They are moving from our right to our left. Seagulls in white jerseys, red lettering, and they're moving from our left to our right. They've controlled much of the action here in the first half. No goals, though. Really, only that shot that was high by Carter has been anything that was on goal. Throw-in coming up for the Cubs. Chris Lee again on the throw-in. Cubs, a couple of headers. Lee again. Taken away by Carter. Taken right back away by Kevin Teodora. Number 16, Julio Ortiz for Seaside that time. And the ball goes out. Throw-in coming up for the Gulls.
Yeah, that midfield's a little lost for Newport right now. Can't seem to get the ball past them.
They're having trouble getting the ball down the wings. They're having trouble getting the ball in the center. They need to put together some offense right now.
Uh-oh.
Look out in front. Taken away by the Cubs and cleared out. I believe that was Nathan Albino Tomeo. Corner kick coming up for the Gulls. This will be their first corner kick of the game. Lex Roller, the goalie for the Cubs. There's a shot low in front. Ball loose. And back in front, knocked away. Cubs did a good job of clearing that one out that time. There's a foul. Foul. It'll be on the Gulls. Free kick coming up for the Cubs. Let's get a good, strong kick forward this time. Cubs move players forward. Yeah, I think the ref has said, whoops, I got that wrong. That was a penalty on the Cubs, and now they make a change. The Gulls come up for the free kick. I didn't think that penalty was on the Gulls, but this is Carter, Weston Carter on the kick. There's a low kick and hit a player and goes high.
Yeah, I think Renee Peterson cleared that one. Number 18.
Renee Peterson, senior defenseman for the Cubs.
Here's a corner kick for the Seagulls.
Second corner kick coming up for the Gulls here. I think that's number 1, Dodger Homestead. on the kick. There's a kick, low driving kick in front, loose, and there's a shot, and Roller, who was down on the ground, manages to stop that. Gulls didn't get a good kick at that ball that time, and Roller, who was already down on the play, just smothered the ball. Carter passes off. They try to get the ball back to him. Goes out. He throws it in quickly. And that ball goes out.
Yeah.
Throw in for the Gulls. And that ball goes out. Another throw in coming up for the Gulls. Cubs take the ball away and send it forward. And that ball goes out.
It's another Seagull throwing.
Chris Lee tried to save that and tried to send the ball forward. To throw in that time. Number 11, Diego Jolie. Cubs with the ball. Oh, and it goes out. Off of Chris Lee. Lee doing a good job of hustling over here by the sideline.
Oh, that looked like a bad throw.
Carter again in the middle, taken away and sent forward down the left wing.
There's Peyton's speed. Ooh.
Peyton Cunningham tried to get to the ball, got up in the air, and there's a collision. The ball goes out.
I don't know what the play could have been on that one. They both went up fine.
And it's going to be, the call is going to be on Cunningham. It's going to be free kick for the Gulls. They send it forward. Cubs back to get the ball.
Good shield by Brian Tapia, number 30. Uh-oh. Peyton looks a little shook up from that play.
Kind of hobbling as he heads over to the sideline. Cunningham checking out. Two players actually checking out and two players checking in.
Aiden Pierres and Nico Krutzkowski come back into the game.
Aiden Pierres, Nico Krutzkowski. Pierres a sophomore, Krutzkowski a senior.
Another shot right over the top by Dodger. Seaside's getting there a little more now. They just need to finish their chances.
Krutzkowski's brother, one of my favorite players because of the flip throw.
throwing. Yep.
Take that ball and throw it right on the goal.
Yeah, my brother Pete inspired him to learn that because
Really?
my brother played here at in Newport too, and he was the first one to get the flip throw, and then Ronan wanted to learn, so he.
You know, we travel all over the state doing games, and there are very, very few people who try that.
Yeah, it's risky. It's really cool though. It does give a big throw, so it's useful.
Cubs clear it out. We're about 30 minutes complete here through the first half. No score. A whistle.
Cubs can't seem to get it on their half. It's all defense for them today.
Exactly. Time of possession in this game is going to be pretty one-sided. Cubs now with a chance to get the ball forward. They send it forward. Teodoro with the ball. Rick mentioned he had 4 goals in the Jamboree.
Ooh, nice ball.
Quickly down the side, trying to catch up with that for Seaside, number 6, Everest Saboni.
Bad throw from the Cubs. Going Seagulls.
Throw in coming up for the goals is number 10, Alex Luna.
That looked like another bad throw. And there's Weston on the ball again.
Sends it in the middle, right in front.
Ooh, good defense.
Tried to head that time and blocked. Was that Enrique Garcia
Yeah,
again,
that was
number
a-
29?
yeah,
There's
that
a
was a
shot way out and a goal. Roller couldn't get up high enough.
Number 16, Julio Ortiz with the goal.
Julio Ortiz with a goal for the Seagulls, and over the top from about 20 yards out, shot the ball hard, and Roller was just not able to get up high enough into the net. First goal of the game goes to the Seagulls.
Now let's see what happens. That's a momentum shift. See if these Cubs bounce back or if the Gulls take advantage.
Julio Ortiz on the goal, 1-0. Seaside. That ball came outside at about the 20 where Ortiz picked it up. There was nobody on him, and he just drilled a shot, went over Roller's head for the goal.
It's a foul on Weston Carter.
Cubs with the ball.
Some good passing right there from the Cubs.
Cubs finally with some good passing down the left side. Get the ball ahead.
It's a risky goalkeeper clearance right there. He was at the 25-yard line.
This is Gomez Garcia. Tried to get down there that time, but the goalie got that kick away before he could. First game of the season for both these teams. They played in a jamboree, but this is the first official game. Cubs, of course, from the Oregon West Conference. Seagulls from the Coapa League. In fact, there's probably no league tougher in the state, 4A league, than the league that the Cubs are in. You've got 4 or 5 defending state champions in that league. Staten, Woodburn.
Sisters, I believe.
Yes.
I think maybe even Philomath has gotten a state title as well. I think they were that back.
There's a throw in the front, a header, knocked away. That was Carter, too, loose in the front.
Goal kick for the Cubs.
Got up in the air and tried to head the ball into the net. Roller, of course, a sophomore. This is his first start in goal for the Cubs.
I think number 32, Danny Martinez, is coming on for Eugenio Perez.
Martinez, 32, a senior.
Seagulls are finally finding it, playing as a team now.
Seagulls with some good passing over on the left side.
Cub throw-in.
Throw in coming up for the Cubs.
Ooh, good defense there by
Taken
Enrique.
away. Cubs send the ball. Try to get it forward. Now they do. Seagulls back to Carter. Carter with a kick and deflected that time by Roller. Carter was just unloaded with its left foot, sent the ball left to right. Roller managed to deflect it wide of the net right. Still 1-0.
Half should be almost over here in a sec.
This is a corner kick. On the side, Carter heads it.
The Seagulls do have a lot more size than the Cubs out
They
here
do.
today. Seems like they're using it a little bit.
Carter is significantly taller than anybody up there else in the
Yes.
front.
And number 2, Steven Snyder for the Seagulls is pretty tall as well.
Let's see, Snyder's 6'1", Carter is 6'1".
I think the tallest Cub out there might be 5'11", maybe. Time 6:40. Half might be over soon.
Verley back here on defense also is 6'1".
Oh, wow.
Goals with the ball taken away. Cubs send it forward. Number 9, that is Ulysses Gomez Garcia. And that goes out. Throw-in coming up for the Cubs. That's Krutzikowski over there. And throws it in, and the goalie comes up with it, Patrick Chapman.
Maybe Nico can follow in his big brother's footsteps and acquire that throw-in himself.
I suspect he put a lot of time in learning that.
Yeah.
You know, the first time I would fall on my head doing that, I'd quit.
Yeah, me too. I don't know how Ronan got himself to do that, but it helped us.
Do you know, is he playing anywhere now?
Yeah, him and Romario Mendoza, they're both at Linfield.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know, I knew that. It's a good fit for them.
Yeah, I guess they like it. They're out there again for their second year, so hopefully do good this season and play all 4 years if
I'd
they
imagine
can.
Mendoza's playing in midfield somewhere.
Yeah, he's playing a center mid. I think he's been a little unhealthy lately, just like injuries, and he's trying to just get all fully recovered and so he can play a good season. He's a good player.
Newport Cubs soccer here on Oregon Sports Beat. I'm Dave Hall along with Rick Gonzalez. Of course, played on the 2016-2017 state champions. Corner kick coming up. Gulls, they lead 1-0.
Good clearance by Newport.
When they talk at halftime, what's Coach Ollie going to talk to the players about?
I'd say maybe just slow the game down. Don't rush it.
There's a shot from the outside. Bounces in front of the goalie, and Roller picks it up.
Seems like the Cubs are just trying to go forward when you can play back as much as you want.
There's a ball deflected, and it goes in the net. Kind of a side kick, kind of deflected, and goes in the net.
Brian Tapia tried to get a clearance, and it deflected in and changed it up on the keeper.
That's Julio Ortiz on the goal, number 16 again. Kind of changed directions on Roller there.
Yeah, and the sun's right in his eye right now, I think. That's why he's covering his face.
Yep. He's got his hand up right now. 2-0, Gulls lead.
And there's the half.
And there's the half. That goal that he just scored came about 30 seconds before the end of the half. So we are at halftime here at Newport. Our score at halftime, 2-0. The Gulls lead the Cubs. 2 goals for Seaside, both of them coming from Julio Ortiz, one in the 33rd minute, one in the 44th minute, and that's both of those goals, 2-0. Rick, your thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, I don't know. The Cubs can't seem to hold the ball, and the Seagulls are finally connecting some passes and getting their shots off, and that's what you get when you shoot. You get some goals. So
I don't know if we had to mention time of possession in this game or shots, it would be hugely in favor of Seaside.
yeah, Seaside's controlling most of the game. I'd say maybe 70% of the possession over the Cubs' 30.
All right, I want to tell you about one of our great sponsors tonight, and that's Sorella Italian Restaurant. Justin and Stormy created Sorella with the idea of family in mind. Plates of pasta and pizza are passed. Salad and antipasti are shared, and there's always room for dessert. The cocktail list at Sorella is fresh, seasonal, and delicious. Bar manager Sean Bird is always showcasing his skills, and his cocktails will leave you refreshed and smiling. The wines and beers show a glimpse of what Oregon, Italy, California, and Washington have to offer in this family-friendly environment. We're at halftime now, 2-0. Seaside leads Newport. Rick, you've been with Coach Richardson a lot. There'll be times that you would be behind at halftime. I remember one game there was a big loss to State, and you were behind by a bunch at halftime. What does Coach Richardson do at halftime in games like this?
He just tries to keep us all up, and it was I think that one game you were talking about was versus State, and then I remember that they were just ready for us, and we kind of let off because we had just won, and they were hungry, and so you just gotta keep your head up and just be ready to play the next half.
Okay, taking a look at this game, at least from the Cubs' standpoint, they're having real trouble getting the ball forward. What kind of adjustments can you make to do something about that?
Well, I think everybody's in a good position of the field. Instead of maybe they're thinking just go forward and just goal hungry, you got to play the ball back and swing it around, and every little pass moves the defender, so you just got to be patient and wait for those pockets to get a good ball in.
When I see the Cubs as they do come forward, they're not passing the ball between players. They come over midfield and they kind of send the ball forward, and it's not a part of a plan. Somebody steps in on defense and knocks it away, and then that whole offensive thrust forward ends.
Yeah, they're trying to play a speed game versus a fast team, and that's a little tough.
On the other hand, taking a look at Seaside, they of course are ahead 2-0. What are they doing right?
They're leaving their midfielders alone, kind of, in a way, which you kind of don't want to do, but it's working for them because everybody's staying out, keeping the field wide and open. They're just moving it well, and they're getting their shots off.
I mentioned earlier the goalie. For both of these teams, it's their first time in goal, first time starting. Patrick Chapman is in goal for Seaside, and I had a chance to actually talk to him before the start of the game. And I had walked up to him, and I noticed he had the gloves on. I said, "Are you the goalie tonight?" And he said, "Yes." And I said, "Are you starting a goal tonight?" He said, "Yes." And I said, when's the last time you played in goal? And he said, in the 6th grade.
Wow.
So if I were Newport, I'd try to get the ball up there and take some shots.
Yeah, he's tall though, so that's a plus.
I mentioned he's 6'1". They have tall players. If you go down and look at that list, they have 4 players that are 6'1", a player 6'2", and
wow.
You mentioned you didn't think Newport had anybody over 5'11".
Yeah, I think Brian Tapia might be their tallest player at 5'11". So.
All right, I want to remind you about some of our great sponsors tonight who are helping bring this broadcast to you. Our title sponsor is Canyon Way Dental. Canyon Way Dental provides modern dental excellence for you and your family on the Oregon coast. Dr. Hewlett and his experienced staff are here to help with all your dental needs. Canyon Way Dental helps create healthy smiles for all lifestyles and proudly supports our Newport and surrounding communities. Also, one of our sponsors tonight, Clearwater Restaurant, great place to go. Clearwater Restaurant's proud to sponsor the Newport High School soccer team. Clearwater Restaurant is on Newport's Bayfront, and it gives you a one-of-a-kind dining experience with breathtaking views, playful sea lions, and award-winning gourmet food. Outdoor and indoor dining, and a full bar and lounge. Here's to a great year on and off the field from your friends at Clearwater. Another one of our sponsors tonight is OCI Care, and they're dedicated to the community and to the highest standards of eye care available. Another one of our sponsors, Super Oscars. Hefty portions of classic Mexican food in the counter-serve restaurant with booth seating, open 24 hours. Visit Super Oscars in Newport, and I have been there, and the food is great.
Yep.
All right, and another one of our great sponsors tonight is, let me find it here for a second. I'm going through all these lists, and it is Restaurant Beck, we went by there on our way down today. At Restaurant Beck, we used the finest local ingredients from foraged wild edibles produced from local farms to seafood from our local fishermen. We combine traditional and progressive techniques to provide you with a unique, artful dining experience. Owners Justin and Stormy Wills bring award-winning wine lists and James Beard-nominated menus to our loyal customers on a daily basis. And we're thankful for all those people who chip in and support Newport Cubs soccer. We're just a few minutes away from the start of the second half. Ricky, what do you remember most about your career at Newport? I know you got a lot of highlights.
Yeah, it was probably just the nights before a big game. You don't think about it, like those two finals. We were all just in the hotel having a good time and didn't know what to think for the next day. And it was two good results. So
I'm not sure if you were the favorites, if Newport was a favorite in either one of those final matches.
We were actually the underdog both times. We won our second year as the 9th seed. So.
I remember that. And you had been on the road the whole time in the playoffs. I mean, you went to Phoenix, and I think you went to Brookings Harbor for a game. And
Brookings, Seaside. Yeah, they were all long bus rides, but came back happy, as you can tell.
Is it harder winning a first championship or winning a second championship?
Well, the first one, it was tough both years, but obviously the first one was just kind of like, wow, we did it. But the second year, there's definitely a lot more pressure. So we're like, dang, we got to do it. We still have a chance, so we might as well try. And
one thing about being the defending champion is every game you go play the next year, everybody wants to play their best game against you. Everybody wants to beat the champion.
Yeah, we did have a pretty rough regular season, but once we got into the playoffs, everything clicked. We faced some adversity, but we still made the outcome in our favor.
What's it like going on those long trips in the playoff? Well, what's it like coming back after you win those games?
Oh, it's good. The coach has a tough time keeping us quiet on the bus after a win like that, but it's good. And every bus ride, I was like, dang, there's one less. And then eventually you're on your last bus ride, and it's a bittersweet feeling.
One of the things that we do at Oregon Sports, we put out a lot of crowd mics, and we put them down on the field. And every time we put one close to your sideline, to Coach Ollie, we all have to laugh a bit because he likes to yell. He's a very vocal coach on the sidelines, and he has some great comments.
Yeah, he yelled at me a little extra too. When I was playing out there with them, but
you know what? When he yelled at you, it got results.
Yeah. He pushed me in the right direction. So
the other guy that played up front for the Cubs besides you,
Andrew Torres.
Drew Torres.
Yeah.
You know, you two guys. I used to talk to him the time we were doing your guys' games. Both of you big guys. Both of you park in front of the net. Nobody could run you off, and Cubs would just try to get the ball in the middle there, and you guys put it in the net.
Yeah.
Where's he at now? Do you know?
I'm not sure. He's probably still playing soccer. He loves soccer, that guy, and. Yeah, he was a good player.
All right, Gulls back out onto the field here. We're getting ready to start the second half. They have a 2-0 lead. White uniforms, red trim. They will move this half from our right to our left. Still in goal for the Cubs. That's number 91. That's Patrick Chapman, the junior. And now the Cubs head back out onto the field. They've got some work to do, and they need to figure out a way to generate some offense. In goal for the Cubs, I mentioned before, number 101, Lex Roller, had a couple of good saves, but had a couple of balls that he had no shot at.
Yeah, so just the Cubs get an early goal.
Exactly. We'll start this with the Gulls with possession. Referees out on the field. A player for the Cubs limping back.
Peyton Cunningham, I think he might have hurt himself on that collision earlier in the game.
Right, it is number 11, Peyton Cunningham. The junior, the forward. And he's kind of hopping on one foot. I doubt we see him again.
Yeah, I think he might be done for the day. He might have twisted his ankle or something. I had some ankle problems in my couple seasons at high school, but had to get by it.
Did you ever miss a game?
I missed quite a few. It was my junior year mostly, but I had sprained both my ankles that season. And
Quickly forward, here come the goals. Must be impossible to sit on a bench and not be able to play.
yeah, it's tough.
There's a big collision. Both players go down, the ball goes out. No penalty, no foul. I think that was Danny Martinez on the collision, number 32. Throw in coming up for the Cubs.
Ooh, it's a risky ball.
Risky ball, send it out in front of the net.
Oh, nice. It's a goal kick for the Cubs, I believe. Oh, no. It's a goal kick for the Goals.
Goal kick coming up for the Goals. They'll kick from the left corner. Is that number 1 on the goal kick? Dodger Homestead?
Hey, he's a pretty good player, it seems like.
Yes, he is. In front. Knocked away. The ball's still loose in front. And the Cubs clear it out. Throw-in coming up for the Goals. Quickly on the throw-in. And there's a kick way high. In fact, through the football uprights.
It's good.
I don't know if you know the players for the women's national team. One of the players is Carly Lloyd. And they took her to a football field to see if she could kick field goals. She had a 55-yard field goal.
Yeah, I actually, my sophomore year, I actually kicked for the varsity football team, and my best was a 45-yard field goal. But
You kicked for the football team and hit a 45-yarder?
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
Kick extra points, too?
yeah, I did. There was one game where I had like 8 points, and I won that game with one last field goal for 3 points. Yeah, it bounced right off of the thing.
Did you ever think about keeping doing that?
I thought about it, yeah, but I'd rather play some soccer, so
Okay.
yeah. Fell in love with soccer, so I'm trying to keep at it. Hopefully play at Lane again next year and see where else I can go after that.
Well, yeah, that'd be your last year at Lane, and then you'd have to look at a four-year school. Two to nothing. We're about 3 minutes here into the second half. Both goals in the first half for Seaside by Julio Ortiz. Down in front and cleared away. Chapman came out and cleared that away. Cubs got 5 players forward.
Yeah, they're trying to get that early goal, maybe shift the momentum, get a couple more.
They got a throw-in coming here. They need to take advantage of the players they got forward.
Nice deflection by Renee Peterson. See what Enrique Garcia does here.
Ball goes out. Throw-in coming up. Be for the goals. There's the throw-in to Carter. Homestead threw it into Carter. They send it into the middle. And send it back out. Alex Aparicio out there chasing down the ball. He ran from one side of the field to the other, chasing the ball. Aparicio's still with the ball, sent it forward. Kevin Teodora after it, and the goalie kicks it out. Teodora with the ball. And now the Gulls get it forward. It goes out. It'll be a throw-in. That was Dodger Homestead. Ball went out off of throw-in coming up for the Cubs. Slipped off his hand. That was Enrique Garcia, and it slipped off his hands and never went inbound. Throw-in coming up. This is number 7, Nathaniel Conrad. Number 6 for the Cubs won the ball that time. That was Aiden Perez. There's a whistle. Let's see, throw-in coming up, I believe, for the Gulls. Did you see what happened there? Did the ball go out? I didn't see it go out.
Yeah, that was weird. Oh, no, I think it was a bad throw from, by Nathan.
Oh.
Nathan Albino.
All right, Cubs forward with the ball. Still with the ball, trying to get the ball in the middle and taken away.
Cubs are still playing the same game. It doesn't look like they made any changes. I don't know.
Remember, Rick mentioned earlier in the first half, and I confirmed that from Coach Richardson. He said they're missing 5 or 6 of players who still are not in school, and they're expected by the end of the week. I think some of the players were actually visiting family and had not made it back yet. Cleared to the side, and that ball kicked out of bounds. Throw-in coming up for the Cubs. All right, throw-in coming up for the Cubs. There's the throw-in. And goes off. Nope, Cubs saved it that time. Garcia sends it in the middle.
Uh-oh. Ooh.
All right.
Couldn't connect good with that one. That was Nico Krutzkowski.
Yeah, Krutzkowski. The ball came out of the middle and bounced loose. Krutzkowski was set up, but couldn't get a good foot on the ball. Goal kick. Alex Aparicio,
Ooh.
a shot over the top.
Good idea. Just too much power.
Exactly. A good idea and at least an aggressive move from the Cubs. Aparicio let it fly from about 25 out. Over the top of the net. Chapman.
Looks like the Cubs are finally playing on their half a little.
Exactly. Probably more than the whole first half.
Yeah.
Chapman kind of bounced the ball forward. I don't know if that was intentional or not. Krutzkowski sends it back in towards goal. Chapman picks that ball up. Left-footed kicker sends it forward to midfield.
It's a handball, it looked like. Oh,
I thought that was a handball too.
it's a foul there by Renee Peterson, number 18.
Okay, free kick coming up for the Gulls. There's the ball towards the middle, a header right in front. Roller managed to pick that up. Not very hard on the header that time.
I think
That was
Weston
Carter.
Carter again.
Carter's a big player. Pass to Homestead in the front.
Nice.
And cleared away. Nice job that time by number 30, Brian Tapia.
Big kick, but right out of bounds. Throwing for the Seagulls.
Throw in for the goals. That's number 7 on the throw in, and that's Nathaniel Conrad.
There's another throw-in coming for the Seagulls.
Here's the throw in towards the middle. A header over the top. Nice play. And got a head on the ball right in front. Just couldn't direct it into the net.
I think that was one of those tall players, Steven Snyder.
It was.
#2.
Snyder, 6'1" senior, just got up above everybody. Problem was he got the ball up above everybody. All right, throw in for the Cubs. Taken away. Fight for the ball at midfield, and that ball, now it's cleared out. Cleared out by Brian Tapia. All right, we're about 12 minutes here into the second half. No score in the second half, but 2-0 lead for the Gulls. Way up in the air, high bounce. Sent forward. Cubs trying to retain possession here. Krutzikowski misses it. Enrique Garcia back there, and now the Cubs send it forward. That's Kevin Teodora on the dribble. Cubs forward. Aparicio tries to get to it, cleared away by Chapman. Aparicio forward for the Cubs. Krutzikowski forward. Aparicio fight for the ball there. And the Cubs send it back forward.
Two teams are just hitting it back and forth, it seems like.
Exactly. There was a 30-second action right there, and the ball never moved more than 20 yards either way.
Ooh, good ball.
Way out in front. Gulls get to it. This is Dodger Homestead. Has Snyder in the middle. They drop it off. There's a kick forward. Roller gets his hands up. It was not going to be on goal. It was off to the left by a few feet, but
Corner kick for the Seagulls.
you know, that might be the first time this game that I've seen either team set up a play. Some crisp passes and corner kick for the Gulls. Dodger Homestead, he's been taking all the corner kicks. Sends it in. Homestead goes and gets it. In the middle, dishes off. There's Carter with a kick. Carter with another kick, and that's in the middle. That kick partially blocked, and Roller was able to pick it up. Boy, one thing I like about Weston Carter is that he never quits on the ball.
No, if it's there, he's fighting for it. That's good.
There he is with the ball right now. Sends it towards the middle and a little long. He had a player in the middle in front of the net and off to the right in front of the net and overshot both of them. Fight for the ball over there. And the Cubs knock it out of bounds. Snyder turns around, kicks, blocked by a defenseman. Off on a wing, this is Conrad, Nathaniel Conrad. And that ball goes out. Corner kick coming up for the Gulls. This is Dodger Homestead. Let's see what the Gulls have planned for this. Kick off to the right, a header, and headed back away. Good defense in front of the net that time. Number 29, Enrique Garcia. Two to nothing. Seaside leads Newport here at Newport High School. The beginning of the soccer season for these two 4A schools and the beginning of our broadcast season here on Oregon Sports Beat. In front, a header, and Roller comes up with it. Forward, Cubs still with the ball. Krutzikowski goes to his legs. He comes back up with it, and that goes out. Cubs again with 5 players forward. Are you anxious to get down there in the game?
What's that? Yeah. Yep. It's tough to watch.
Krutzikowski on the throw-in. And sent forward. Here comes Snyder on a run. Good speed for a big guy. To Carter. Carter on the right side, and he'll send it back out. Kevin Teodora. To Alex Aparicio. Give and go, taken away. Carter off on the side, Dodger Homestead. And that ball goes out. Carter fell down, a little slow getting up. All right, we're halfway through the second half. 2-0, Seaside leads. 2 goals by Julio Ortiz in the first half. Lex Roller. Kick out to midfield. And that goes out. Fielded over there by Coach Richardson. High, that looks like it'll go out. It does. Throw in coming up for the Cubs. Krutzikowski on the throw in. They'll send that back. And taken away quickly. That's Carter, Weston Carter. Puts up number 1. There it is. A shot by number 1. Oh my goodness. Homestead on a blast. Hit the crossbar.
That was a nice strike. It was a first touch shot as well. It was a little tougher to execute.
Got a great pass. Carter stuck up number 1, and he passed it to number 1. And Homestead let it fly. It was a hard shot. hit the top crossbar, bowed straight down, so it didn't go in. Homestead with the ball again, and that time a kick kind of wide to the left, not much on it, and he falls down. Let's see. He's okay. Well, that was the best shot of the game. Throw in. And that time, Garcia clears it out.
That Cubs still look lost out there. I don't know if they've changed their game plan at all.
You mean they're still playing pretty much the same way they were playing before? In front, look out. Nice job defensively that time by the Cubs. All of a sudden, Rick, it looks like every time you look down there, there's a couple of players right in front of the Cubs' goal.
Yeah.
And the wingers are getting them balls in there, too.
Yeah, they're getting some good crosses in there for the goals. And I think that's a foul on the Cubs.
Free kick coming up for the goals. There's the ball off to the left. Rick, I noticed a bunch of players holding their hands up, blocking out the sun. The way this field is situated, as the sun goes down, directly in the eyes. The goalie right now even has his hands up over his eyes. All the people at midfield have their hands up.
Yeah. Mostly on like a big kick like this, you just want to see where the ball's going, so that's why they're blocking out the sun.
Cubs had the ball taken away. Back out to midfield. Chris Lee over there after the ball, and it goes out. Throw in coming up. Be a Cubs throw in. About 15 minutes left here in the second half, 2-0. There's a long shot from the outside on the kick. Fielded by the goalie, and the ball loose in front. Cubs players all got their hands up. What were they complaining about, Rick? Did you see?
I'm not entirely sure. I think they were asking for I think they might have been pulling him down or pushing him.
Because there was a player on the ground, a Cubs player on the ground. Corner kick, though, coming up for the Cubs.
Let's see if they can convert on this play.
All right, Cubs are set up. There's a low shot in the middle. In front. Cubs after it, cleared away. Ball goes back. And that goes out. Throw in coming up. For the goals, this is Dodger Homestead. He's played a good game here in the second half into Weston Carter. And Carter Sends that out. Throw in. All right, we'll do that again. Nico Krutzkowski to throw it in.
Throw to nobody.
Back and got that ball was Leaf DeWinter. Carter. Something, he's holding his foot. And still down. In front, Snyder tries to get a shot away, and there is a shot wide left. I just heard Carter yelling, and he said, I had a cramp.
Yeah.
Let's see if he's going to come out. He is. Did you ever have a cramp out on the field during a game?
No, not most of the time. It was pretty well
Nothing worse.
hydrated.
Nothing worse.
Yeah, cramp those hurt.
In front, there's a header and off to the right, just off to the right. That was Homestead on the header. Claps his hand. No, I'm sorry. It was actually Steven Snyder. Got about 12 minutes left here in the second half. 2-0 Seaside. Opening game of this 4A soccer season. Cubs still trying to get something going. That's Kevin Teodoro with the ball. It goes out. Throw-ins coming up for the Gulls. Long kick. All right, saved. And in front, Snyder on a header over the top. Cubs need to clear the ball out. Finally do. Garcia sends it forward. Now the ball back out of midfield. Alex Aparicio goes back. He sends it back to the goalie, Lex Roller. Roller kicks it forward.
A little far for the number 11.
Tried to get the ball forward to Diego Jolie. Just too far forward, goes out. Got a player down for the Cubs.
Yeah, it's Chris Lee. He's had troubles with his hamstring. I don't know, maybe he pulled it again or strained it maybe.
Hobbling off the field. It's right over by the sidelines, and he comes off. I didn't see who came in.
I think that was Aiden Pierce.
Okay. Aiden Pierres comes in. There's the free kick. Out to midfield. Nice kick. Kevin Teodoro sends it forward on a wing on the left. Too far ahead. It's going to go out. Coach Richardson yelling at Alex Aparicio. He wants him to move position. I mean, about 10 minutes left in this game. Still 2-0. Throw-in coming up for the Gulls. And that ball goes out. Throw in now for the Cubs. Snyder after the ball, but it hits out to midfield. Kevin Teodoro after it. Gulls get it though and get a big kick away.
The Gulls are moving the ball well right now.
Gulls are moving the ball well. They have 5 players forward and they had about 4 crisp passes right in a row right there to get the ball forward. Hey, one of our great sponsors is Canyon Way Dental, and they provide modern dental excellence for you and your family on the Oregon coast. Dr. Hewlett and his experienced staff are here to help you with all your dental needs. Canyon Way Dental helps create healthy smiles for all lifestyles and proudly supports our Newport and surrounding communities. Cubs with the ball forward. And that goes out. Throw-in coming up. Garcia with the ball. Enrique Garcia on the throw-in. Kevin Teodoro turns it around. There's a kick, goes out. Number 1 on that kick, Eugenio Perez Batista.
I think they're making a sub here for Dodger Homestead.
Yep, Homestead going off. And coming in, that's number
19.
19.
Axel Moto.
Yes, Axel Moto. Now he is actually, let's see, he's actually a junior. He's been playing on the junior varsity before. There's a throw in and a whistle right away. Free kick coming up for the Cubs. Long kick towards the goal. Chapman comes out, fields the ball on the fly. Goal kick. And forward, Snyder quickly wants to get to the ball. Does. Sends it forward in the middle. And nice clear that time. Cubs were able to get a player back and clear that away. That was number 1, Eugenio Perez Batista, the senior. Cubs. Gulls move it forward, and that's going to be wide left. There's a kick forward for the Cubs. Two to nothing is our score. Alex Aparicio sent it forward And that's going to go out. Rick, before this game ends, I'd like to see the Cubs mount some kind of an attack.
Yeah, I'd like to see it too. They tend to get a little impatient. They just need to keep moving the ball.
By my reckoning, we're under 5 minutes to go in this game. Again, the clock on the field has the actual time, not the game time. Throw in and sent forward by Garcia. You know, you pointed out earlier, Rick, about the height advantage in this game, and I think it's played a part in this game.
Yeah, they've just been.
Cubs can't get to the ball that some of the Gull players can. Chapman, a big, high kick comes down to midfield. And Chapman makes a save that time. Ball was rolling in the middle. Made a save, although I don't think there were any Cub players there who could have kicked the ball in the net. They were off on the side. Chapman with another big kick. Alex Aparicio. Pass. He tried to get that forward, couldn't. Now it's going to be in front fighting for the ball up there, number 19, and that's Nathan Albino Tomeo. Kevin Teodoro hits the deck there. The Gulls have everybody back. Right now, are they just trying to preserve a shutout with all these players back?
I think so, yeah. They're just trying to keep the ball and slow down the game for the Cubs. So.
Yep. Only a couple of minutes left. Gulls forward. They get to the ball. They send it in the middle. Roller picks it up. One of the coaches was yelling 90 seconds left to go, so we must be within that range. Into the middle. Gulls send it off on the left wing. That's going to go out. It'll be a throw in for the Cubs. Garcia to throw it in. Goals. And the Cubs clear that back out to midfield. All right, free kick coming up for the Cubs. Referees have done a good job tonight. Kick forward. Chapman comes out and scoops it up at about the 5-yard line. Left-footed kicker Chapman back out to midfield. Snyder And the ball all the way back to goal. Roller will kick it away, but in the middle, fielded by the Gulls in front. And that ball knocked away. And there it is. That's the end of the game. No scores in the second half. Our final score here at Newport High School in the season opener for both of these teams, the Seaside Seagulls 2, the Newport Cubs nothing. Ricky, your thoughts on the game? I see you shaking your head.
Seaside came out ready to play. I don't know if Newport couldn't find their team rhythm, and I guess Seaside just came out and wanting to play some soccer, finish some goals.
We probably haven't seen the real Newport team if we get all those players back, including Oscar Jimenez, who's a pretty good offensive threat. What do the Cubs have to do now moving forward?
Just keep working hard, I guess, and they just need to play a little more on the ball, a little bit of their movement off of the ball when you're not near the ball. You got to set yourself up. So they just got to expand and open up the field for themselves a little more.
All right, we got some people we want to thank. The athletic director here at Newport High School, of course, the head coach, Ollie Richardson, who helped us with information before we started the game. Also, the head coach for the Seaside Seagulls, John Chapman. Our producer tonight, Ryan Johnson. We have sponsors that we want to thank for tonight, and of course, our title sponsor is Canyon Way Dental. Canyon Way Dental provides modern dental excellence for you and your family on the Oregon coast. Dr. Hewlett and his experienced staff are here to help with all your dental needs. Canyon Way Dental helps create healthy smiles for all lifestyles and proudly supports our Newport and surrounding communities. One of our great sponsors is Sorella Italian Restaurant. Justin and Stormy created Sorella with the idea of family in mind. Plates of pasta and pizza are passed, salads and antipasti are shared, and there's always room for dessert. The cocktail list at Sorella is fresh, seasonal, and delicious. Bar manager Sean Bird is always showcasing his skills, and his cocktails will leave you refreshed and smiling. The wines and beers show a glimpse of what Oregon, Italy, California, Washington have to offer in this family-friendly environment. Another one of our great sponsors is Clearwater Restaurant. Clearwater Restaurant is proud to serve the Newport High School soccer team. Clearwater Restaurant in Newport Bayfront gives you a one-of-a-kind experience with breathtaking views, playful sea lions, and award-winning gourmet food, outdoor and indoor dining, and a full bar and lounge. Here's to a great year on and off the field from your friends at Clearwater. OC Eye Care is dedicated to the community and to the highest standards of eye care available. And Super Oscars, hefty portions of classic Mexican food in this counter-serve restaurant with booth seating. They're open 24 hours. Visit Super Oscars in Newport. And another great sponsor, it's Schooner Landing. They're located at 201 Northwest 66th Drive in Newport, and they can provide you with the perfect vacation. They're situated right on the ocean waterfront with outstanding views, and they have amenities like an indoor heated pool. Enjoy your stay at Schooner Landing. That's where Oregon Sports Beat will be tonight, and we thank them. And of course, one of the great soccer players in Newport High School history, Rick Gonzalez. And Rick, thanks for joining us tonight. Your final thoughts?
Nothing. Good game. Good. They had some action, and thanks for having me on.
All right. We look forward to seeing you again, and good luck whatever you do in soccer. All right. I'm Dave Hall from Newport High School, the opener in the season for both the Newport Cubs and Oregon Sports Beat. Here, our final score tonight. The Seaside Seagulls 2, the Newport Cubs nothing. Good night, everybody.